Okay, so today I thought, why not do something like a little bit different? We're going to watch an interrogation of a man who I believe has been either framed for a crime or he's been arrested under suspicion, and they're like, "We got ya," and they think it's the guy. The video itself is called Guilty Until Proven Innocent, and I'm pretty sure that there is a conviction, or he is sentenced for something. I don't know whether I don't know because I haven't seen this video, but this is on a channel called JCS Psychology. They've got loads of different stuff of different cases and interrogations, and they analyze the way that the suspect is acting, possibly feeling, and their responses, and the same from the investigator's side as well. I've seen a couple of their videos before, and they are really good. They are definitely worth watching. This is one, however, that I haven't seen. And I thought, why not, have a bit of fun with something for a change and do something a little bit different. So I'm going to sit here and watch it with you and kind of like give my thoughts every now and again, and just, have a little discussion at the end, what we think. So if I just minimize myself a little bit, so that, there we go, I think that should be okay. And we'll just start watching and see what we think.
With respect to interrogation analysis, it's no secret the benefit of hindsight gives you a considerable advantage when evaluating information. When you know a subject is guilty, it allows you to exclusively look for guilty behavior. The knowledge of outcome highlights the imperatives while stripping away non-essentials, and this allows you to calculate certain things that would otherwise be overlooked by cause of your own doubt. Hindsight is 20/20. Everyone is well aware of this aphorism, and what's fascinating is that it not only applies, but is far more compatible to the innocent than it is to the guilty. The reason for this is because the information you have to scrutinize is reduced when dealing with innocent subjects. When you remove the versatile factors of misdirection and trickery, you're left with relatively straightforward behavior in comparison. Of course, the argument that everyone is different and can react in a different manner has merit. Human beings are unique, and there will always be exceptions to every rule, especially when you take into consideration that trauma can cause atypical behavior. Yet, atypical behavior and guilty behavior are generally distinguished from each other with relative ease. And that brings us to example number 1.
Okay.
37-year-old Michael Dixon, described by his peers as popular, friendly, but also unassuming and reserved. A self-professed introvert who turned down a job as a trade show presenter due to his fear of public speaking, and kept his position as a trade show assembler instead. On August 15th, 2003, in Hamilton, Ontario, police were called to report a man breaking into a jewelry store. 2 officers responded and chased the perpetrator from the store down an alley before momentarily losing sight of them. At the same time, Michael Dixon was getting off a bus nearby coming home from work.
Okay.
He was the first person the police saw when coming out of the alley and was then arrested at gunpoint. Dixon voiced his innocence but didn't resist arrest and stated he would help in any way he could. He was taken to the Hamilton police station and questioned 2 hours after his arrest.
Okay, here we go. It's almost 3 a.m. I swear, like they let me just pause it. So, this is sometimes, I think anyway, from what I've watched in documentaries and videos like this before, sometimes a legitimate tactic when they think someone is guilty, they will just interrogate them for hours on end until they become too tired, or really, really late at night when they're already tired. And I don't know, I think it's more just so that if they are guilty, they're more likely to trip up. They'll lose sight of what they've already said, because their brain isn't functioning as well as it would be. It's not a peak performance, pretty much, if they weren't so tired. Anyway, right, I'll shut up.
Sorry, keep you waiting, Michael. It's okay.
One could advocate this as a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is
Wait, hang on. You're telling me that the police were called to a robbery, the description from the person who saw it, a small white man. Anyone else seeing just like a little bit of something wrong here? Just like even just a tiny bit of something wrong. What? How do you mess up that bad?
6'3". This detective has either forgotten standard procedure to review the call to dispatch, or for some reason decided to reject it as evidence altogether.
Seems odd to me.
Michael is informed the room is being recorded and then read his rights. He asserts he is willing to speak with a detective and help with the investigation.
Okay. Why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South. Now, your innocence and guilt in this, quite frankly, isn't an issue. The evidence I have is, frankly, conclusive and overwhelming. Okay?
What evidence? First of all, what evidence? I'm sure we'll get into that. So that's the first point. Point number 1 on the list. What evidence? Point number 2. You chose the complete wrong description for the you went for the guy that could not be more opposite to the description of the. Okay.
So I'm not even going to ask you if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. What I have to ascertain.
The subject maintains a forward-leaning posture and keeps his eyes both in contact and on the same level as the detective's. He displays self-confidence and poise, while it's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. What Michael just did is known as a non-verbal challenge in forensic psychology. So let's break it down into components. In the next moment, the detective will shift in his seat to adjust his position, and at the same time break eye contact to look somewhere in this direction. Michael's exaggerated head movement that follows isn't for the purpose of maintaining eye contact. He could maintain it while keeping his head perfectly still. It is in fact to let the detective know he is maintaining eye contact. It's a way of asserting dominance in the exchange. He is telling the detective that he is the more confident person in the room at that moment.
What I have to ascertain here is what kind.
What I'm also just noticing, he'll probably say it, but the detective is stumbling over his words quite quite noticeably there. So, unless you've got some sort of speech impediment, sir, I think that says to me that somebody's a little bit nervous, at least, just a tiny bit.
Kind of guy you are.
Okay.
Whether this is you're like a serial burglar and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this is a one-off thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight. That's all we're here for.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that a million times, I'm sure, in your career, but it's just, ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do it? That's basically, that's my only question.
Coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it, I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount of talking about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Well,
it's really not.
You've no doubt come to notice how incredibly tolerant Michael is over the unjustness of the situation. It's the most unusual thing about his behavior, and perhaps what makes him an anomaly with respect to innocent subjects. So before moving on to the second phase of this interrogation, we'll show you a more common response from an innocent subject facing similar charges. This is 26-year-old Justin, falsely accused of breaking and entering, first-degree theft, and assault. He was arrested at his home and only read his rights to silence on the way to the police station. In his mind, he knows he has done nothing wrong, and at this point is unaware he is about to be wrongfully imprisoned for just over 2 years.
The 19th of February. 2 days ago, so it'll be Tuesday. Alright, about 5, 6 in the morning. Where were you at then?
I was at my mother's house. You call her and ask her. I was downstairs asleep.
Did she know you were asleep at that time?
Yeah.
Realised then that my mic wasn't recording. All I said was the confidence. He had that confidence with with Brain when he said you can call her and ask her.
He doesn't see the interrogators as a threat, but more of an inconvenience. His responses are short and concise. He does not seek approval. He only responds to a question or states a point.
I mean, did she see you sleeping at that time?
Yeah, I don't never leave. If I ain't doing nothing, I stay at my mother's house. So I'm not working, I'm at home.
Mm-hmm. You didn't go to Labor Ready that day or nothing looking for a job, yeah. Okay. That morning, house got broken into.
Okay.
The detective's strategy is to reveal the charges in a periodic manner. Getting a confession to one charge at a time is far easier than gaining admission to all of them at once. The plan is to reveal the break-in and robbery charge first, then reveal the assault at a later stage. The detective goes on to explain that the accuser named Candy said she saw him loitering around her house in the evening hours of the night, and a short time later witnessed him break in and steal a multitude of valuable items. The detective then explains that she picked him out of a 12-picture lineup of suspects.
She says you broke in this apartment. Okay, well tell me why.
Justin is now aware of the burglary charge, which holds a possible 20-year prison sentence due to previous convictions. He will now begin to forcefully assert his innocence, and each time he does so, will bring forward his posture and strengthen his vocal emphasis while making the assertion.
Alright, so I mean, she's saying that I was there before? Is that what she's saying? She's saying she's seen my face before the break-in happened?
Yep.
Cause I didn't break in her house. I don't know who she is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know no girl named Candy. None of that shit, man.
Why is she saying that you're...
I don't know why she's saying I don't know why I don't know.
What were you doing there?
I was not there. I don't know this girl Candy. The only Candy that I even heard of is this guy I know named Tim Stahl.
It looks like he's in handcuffs.
The person he just mentioned was the accuser's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
That's it.
How do you know?
Oh, so he knew her ex-boyfriend. Sorry, I talked through that.
Tim Stahl.
I grew up with the dude, man.
The accuser's testimony was later picked apart in court. She was caught lying on the stand multiple times, and Justin was exonerated. He was proven innocent not just beyond all reasonable doubt, but essentially beyond all doubt.
The last thing I heard...
I mean, that's like a whole thing in itself, like... Right, let's unpack that. To be in a state where you're sitting there, right, and you think to yourself, what shall I do today? I'm bored. What shall I do? I know. Let's create this whole thing. Let's blame someone for a crime that they haven't committed that could put them away for a very long time. And just lie about it. Why? What kind of person does that?
About them too, she had him arrested for domestic violence.
So she's done it before? Or is that...
That's all I know about this girl Candy.
So she's either done it before where she's lied about something, or she knows how the process works because she was abused.
I ain't never went in that girl's house, none of that shit. I didn't do that shit. I did. As God is my fucking witness, I did not do it. I used to be a piece of shit. When I got out of the fucking penitentiary, I told myself I wasn't going back. I ain't done nothing but work my fucking ass off the entire time I've been out.
Can you prove, other than you saying you did not, is it that morning? What can you tell, how can you prove to me that you were at home?
All you gotta do is call and ask my mother.
So you're telling me you didn't step foot out of the house?
Not 1 foot.
Tuesday?
Not one.
The detective then goes on to reveal Justin is accused of assaulting the supposed victim during the robbery.
Take advantage
Here
of
we
her,
go.
and you hit her over the head with it, and you guys fight. And she got injuries.
No, man. And hell no, man. Get her goddamn boyfriend, Tim Stone, in here and question him about her goddamn injuries. Look at that straight right there. This sounds like it's a goddamn thing that fucking her boyfriend, Tim Stone, done fucking done something to her, and now they're trying to put it on me.
Well, shit. Okay.
I know that's what the fuck this is.
And look, that's why we're talking to you, okay?
No, this is bullshit, man, because I've tried everything in my fucking power to stay the fuck out of this goddamn fucking penitentiary shit. I did not do that shit, man.
Okay. That's what we're talking to. We're here to investigate this, okay?
Okay.
That's why we're asking all these questions.
I'm sorry for freaking out, man, but I didn't fucking do this shit, man. I'm fucking shaking. I did not fucking do this, man.
Justin had already served 3 years in prison for a robbery in his early 20s. He more than likely knew the reassuring tone of the investigator wasn't a good sign. Although slightly more animated than the average person, this form of aggression is a commonplace response from the innocent being directly accused. He comes off aggressive, but in a defensive manner. He is not being hostile, but highly combative when professing his innocence. His conduct is totally justified considering the circumstance. When facing a considerable amount of time in prison for something you didn't do, this level of anger is warranted. So when compared to the forgiving composure of Michael Dixon, the extraordinary nature of his behavior becomes even more pronounced.
I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a...
Right, okay. So I guess what he's saying is, because this guy here wasn't being aggressive or wasn't asserting his innocence in an aggressive way like the previous man, they're now seeing him as even more guilty than they did when they arrested him. So, I mean, and I guess that ties back to what he said at the start of the video, that it's all about how an individual will react to a situation compared to another individual, and how everyone's different.
Really?
A great amount of talking about. Yeah, it's like I said, that whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Okay, well.
There was another stumble there in his words, the interrogator. And I can't work out what his accent is either. I know they said it's in Ontario, but I can't figure out whether that's Canadian accent, sounds British at times. Not a clue.
It's really not. There's a number of witnesses.
Great.
One of whom had a video camera.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Take
Well, that's
photo.
relieving. That's
So-
relieving, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So view the video camera.
I have.
Okay.
No, you have not, sir.
That's
No,
why
you have
your
not.
guilt isn't in issue here.
I can almost guarantee, like, I mean, he said there's no evidence like that. I can guarantee this man, when he's like, okay, great, so view the camera, and he's like, I have. Oh my god, he was sitting there probably thinking, oh god, how do I get out of this? Now I've got, like, he's in the hot seat now, compared to the guy that he's interviewing, or interrogating, whatever. He's in the hot seat now. Oh, this is so funny to me. It shouldn't be, it's not funny because, oh, you know, he didn't do it. It's funny from a point of, like, how can someone mess their job up so bad that they literally not only got the wrong person because of an incorrect report or whatever, they got the correct report, they just chose the complete opposite person.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Because if I'm on the video camera, that doesn't make sense. You have a video camera that shows me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes perfect sense to me.
We'll have to, I guess, I have no choice but to get a lawyer then, if this is the kind of thing you're going to go through with me.
This isn't going to go away. You're charged with breaking in. You will be
I
charged
understand
tonight.
that. Okay.
You will be going to court in the morning.
Perhaps the most upsetting moment, considering the fact that we know this man is innocent. You can see the fear emerge in his eyes as he realizes he won't be going home after this interview.
Charged with breaking in with intent. Okay, that's what's going to happen right now.
He is noticeably afraid of what lies ahead, yet reacts to the situation with reasoning and intuitiveness.
Can I ask you something? Okay, are you just making this up that you have a video camera so you see how I react? Because it goes that if you're saying, okay, hear me out for a second, please. If I am guilty, as you believe, because you have me on video camera, then okay, we'll go through the procedure. But I'm saying, I'm trying to call your bluff here, because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
Well, like I say, this isn't a
Smart
game of poker.
Okay, well,
I've got nothing to gain from that.
I'm not trying to give you a hard time, all right?
You know what? I've got nothing to gain from that either way. Which is why.
So, as I was saying, he absolutely has an agenda here, and his agenda is, we've caught someone, and I want to prove that they've done it, and I'm going to do anything I can to do that. Now, he probably, well, like the guy said, he probably doesn't know, or he might know, that they're the complete wrong guy. But look, him saying that he doesn't have an ulterior motive, or that he's not bluffing, is let's just carry on.
I'm not asking you, did you do it? I'm not trying to catch you out. I've got nothing to gain from that.
Yes, you do!
Getting a confession void of evidence is in fact excellent for an investigator's career. It's a mark of merit and can accelerate promotion.
So this is literally just to make his ego bigger. That's all this is. This is, let's do this thing to make my ego bigger and make everyone think I'm great. Of course, narcissism. Like, oh god, but like, then everyone's, dude, it's not worth it, because everyone's gonna find out eventually that you got the wrong guy. And that's going to be so much worse for you and your reputation than if you got him and it was the right guy and you didn't get any evidence. Like, let's just weigh it up. Promotion and respect versus, oh yeah, do you remember Jerry? That's the guy who caught the complete wrong dude and did everything wrong. Like, you know, let's weigh it up here, people.
Michael continues to profess his innocence in a calm and composed manner for a further 7 minutes. The detective then asks that he drop
My guy is drawing diagrams to prove that he's innocent. This man, bless him. Oh god, this makes me feel awful.
out a map and specify his movements before the arrest. Every detail of his alibi was later proven to be 100% accurate.
Like I said, on the information that I've got, you're going to be charged tonight with breaking and entering. However, I do have a duty to make sure that the truth is, and the truth, basically, the truth is paramount, and the true version of events is paramount, and I have a duty to investigate all of this, and I will investigate.
No, you won't, though. This is the thing. No, you won't, because you want the glory. Also, I realised I used the name Jerry. I don't know the interrogator's name. But just you're not going to investigate it. Don't lie. Just don't lie, okay? Just sit down, do your job properly, okay? And catch the real guy that did it next time.
I assure you I'll investigate this story thoroughly. And hopefully I'll be able to find something here which will either prove or disprove what we've discussed tonight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Problem is the speed at which this is going.
Yeah.
You know, like when I was on the ground, I was saying, go quickly to the terminal. I have like 6 or so guys around me, you know, like talk to the bus driver, you know,
I can't, I mean...
Yeah, like there are many things that they could have done and should have done. Because, I guess, I mean, yeah, if they want to get someone, they're going to try and arrest them. But at least do some checks. Like, I don't know what the protocol is in that scenario, okay? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I do. But at least do some sort of, like, witness statement taking in of anyone that was on the bus. Like, did you see this man on the bus with you for however long? Yes, he got on here and got off, obviously, here. Like, just do your usual, like, crime scene investigation, I guess. What is this, CSI? God.
I can't comment on things that
Okay,
haven't
I
seen,
know,
unfortunately. But now I'm
left hanging, right?
Now I'm looking at this. I mean, this is basically on the evidence I've got. This is the only course of events that can take place right now. But I will.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And we know it's not because of other cases in the past and cases that will happen in the future. You can arrest someone on suspicion of a crime, release them on bail or just release them, and do further investigation until you are certain that that is the person. Again, another great example of you just sitting there trying to do your job to get a promotion or to get recognition because you want to catch someone straight away. It doesn't work like that unless you are insanely lucky or insanely good at your job, which, sir, I can sit here and safely say, clearly, you are not.
Certainly make sure that this is looked into thoroughly.
Okay, great.
I can give you my word on that.
I have very
I
strong
think
feelings
that's
on
what I
this.
have to do.
Okay, I trust you will. I was just wondering, can I make a phone call? Because I'm supposed to be at work at 8 a.m.
You're not going to be able to be at work. Yeah,
I know I'm not going to be able to, but I like to phone ahead.
I can arrange.
Oh, so it's not even like I don't even want to call my family or my friends. I just want to tell people at work that I'm not going to be there. This guy couldn't rob a shop or whatever it was. God.
That you get the phone call to let someone know that you're not going to be at a place. Yeah.
So I'm hanging out in that room till 10? Or
No,
whatever?
we'll be taking you downstairs
Okay.
to a larger custody facility which you have downstairs.
Sounds lovely.
Well, it's not the most pleasant place in the world, but it's only for a few hours.
Okay.
Okay. From court tomorrow, what happens there? I don't know.
Okay, well.
And I will look into all of this.
I trust you will, yeah.
I will.
I trust you will.
I'll make sure we got the whole picture.
Okay.
I would be terrified.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Okay. You're not in an enviable position, and
Damn right.
I understand the process. I'm not satisfied with it. That's what I'm saying.
You have every right to not be satisfied, my guy. I wouldn't be no one in their right mind would be satisfied with this. We're gonna no.
and I don't expect that you're going to be happy with it.
And I'm thinking, no disrespect to you, but I know someone sitting in this chair has probably lied to you a million times, right? So I'm thinking, what
He
can I
has
do?
common sense.
I'll convince you. I tried to give you the information. Like,
He's gesturing. He's like, dude, I even drew you a map. You asked me to draw you a map, and I did it because I didn't do the thing that you're accusing me of, and you're still gonna put me in prison. Oh no.
You've been very good with me, and I try and treat everybody as an individual.
okay.
My main aim is two things: is that you get your rights
Mhm.
that you're entitled to under the.
Yeah, he gets his rights because it's literally part of your job to read them to him. If you didn't read his Miranda rights to him, you could get into serious trouble for that. So of course you're going to cover your own ass. But hey,
Constitution of Canada,
Mhm.
and that you're treated decently, and that the truth comes out.
Oh boy.
The truth eventually did come out, but the suspect wasn't treated decently. He was kept in jail for 3.5 days before a separate investigator looked into his alibi witnesses and checked surveillance of the area in question. He was then exonerated immediately. A civil trial ensued, and Michael was awarded $46,000 in punitive damages. The interrogating officer and 3 other investigators were all demoted and suspended without pay.
Oh, dude. Wait. I think that's the best ending that I could have asked for. So, let's review. Not only did they have to pay him $46,000, which let me just do the maths really quickly for anyone who's in my part of the world. They paid him, in today's money, £34,759.90. So roughly, less, but, a lot of money. Not only did they have to pay him that money, but 3 people, including the man that we just watched interrogate him, got demoted. Let's go back and look at that scale again. The promotion and the recognition versus the embarrassment and damage to your reputation. I think that the justice system, although it failed him at first, oh boy, did it do him some real justice 3.5 days later. Oh my god. But then, it just... I'm satisfied by that. I am satisfied by that, but... And I'm sure anyone watching will be too. But, what happens if it's not proven that this person is innocent, but they're never proven to be? Until it's too late. I know about cases, and I can't remember the names of the people, and I will do some research, but I know of cases in America where people have been convicted of a crime and sentenced to death. They have been executed and found out after their execution, it was found out that they were innocent. to me, that's just devastating. There is there is no way that you could make that any better. Like, oh, we're gonna let me just do that so that we can all have like a little mini chat. There's never any kind of reparation or reparation, however you say it, that you can pay for that as someone's family, as someone's friend, as someone's husband or wife. You can't fix that. So yeah, the stance of guilty until proven innocent is incredibly dangerous. And although 9 times out of 10 someone has committed the crime that they've been arrested for or are being investigated for, and they do actually do their job properly, because let's not trash people. The guy in this video, don't do things for personal gain like that, not when you're playing with somebody else's life. That's the lesson for today. Don't mess with somebody else's life for your own personal gain. It's never worth it for either person. So that's that. But yeah, I think that was a successful conclusion. I want to know what happened to the girl from the other guy though, that Candy. I want to know, did she get into serious trouble? I want to know. So I hope you enjoyed this little journey with me. I feel like satisfied with that scenario in the end. But what an ordeal for that poor man to have gone through. So yeah, that was our little true crime video for today. I do have other ones on this channel that I can watch, and I'm sure I can find like court hearings as well. There's loads of stuff on YouTube. But go and check this person out. They've got loads of different cool interrogations that you can watch, and they psychoanalyze the people in it. I have an Instagram. Yay! Woo! That I will post a poll on, or like a little voting thing for a true crime of your choice next. So I did do a poll previously, but I'm just telling you, the loss from that poll will also be in the next one. So if you wanted to see that one, obviously the chance is still there. But it's hard to do some research ahead of time with these because I don't want to spoil anything. I want my reaction to it to be genuine. I don't want to sit here and go, oh, I know everything about this. Now let's just sit in silence. Yeah. Or alternatively, I could do some research into cases and sit here and just kind of talk about them. Kind of give you some images of the people involved and kind of like a storytelling vibe, but real life. I hope you will have a good day, evening, whatever. And I'll see you in whatever video it is next that I post.